So I've been watching Naruto for 15 years, and for most of that time, I'll be honest, I thought Sasuke was kind of annoying. Like, we get it, dude. You're brooding, you want revenge, move on. But then something clicked while I was rewatching the series for this channel. And now, I think Sasuke might be one of the most brilliantly written characters I've ever seen. Let me show you what I mean. It hit me during the Itachi reveal arc. I was sitting there, probably my 4th or 5th rewatch, when I realized we've been looking at this all wrong. Sasuke's story isn't really about revenge. It's about something way more real and way more painful. See, I started researching Japanese culture for this video, and I found out that the Uchiha fan symbol has this deeper meaning. In traditional Japanese art, fans represent cycles: life, death, seasons changing. But when it's flipped upside down, it means breaking the cycle. And that's when it clicked. Kishimoto wasn't just writing a revenge story. He was writing about generational trauma, about how pain gets passed down through families until someone finally says, enough. And suddenly, Sasuke wasn't annoying anymore. He was heartbreaking. Once I saw that, everything else started falling into place. Like the Sharingan progression, and this might sound crazy, but hear me out. The way his Sharingan evolves mirrors his emotional journey. His first Tomo awakened when he saw Itachi murder their clan, pure rage and trauma. The second Tomo came during the fight with Haku when he was protecting Naruto, showing how bonds can trigger growth even through pain. And the third Tomori after his coma when Itachi returned, that moment when he realized how powerless he still was. But then the Manjikyo Sharingan happens when he learns the truth about Itachi. And that's when everything he believed shattered. That crushing realization that his whole worldview was wrong. And finally, the eternal Manjekyo with Itachi's eyes. That's acceptance. Literally seeing the world through his brother's perspective. Each stage represents him processing deeper layers of trauma and truth. I don't know if Kishimoto planned this connection, but it works, doesn't it? And once you start looking, these details are everywhere. Like, have you ever noticed how Sasuke's clothes change throughout the series? In part 1, he's got this high collar that covers his neck. He's literally protecting his most vulnerable spot. Then in Shippuden, his shirt is open, exposed, because emotionally he's raw, he's hurting. And in Naruto, simple, humble clothes. He's finally comfortable in his own skin. Even his jutsu tell the story. Lightning in Japanese mythology represents sudden understanding, enlightenment. So the Chidori isn't just Sasuke's signature move. It's him cutting through lies and illusions to find truth. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but it's hard to ignore once you see the pattern. But here's what really got me emotional: the relationship with Naruto. I used to think their whole rivalry was just typical shonen stuff, but they're actually showing two different trauma responses. Think about it. They both lost everything as kids, but Naruto's response was to seek attention, approval, connection. He needed everyone to see him. Sasuke did the opposite. He pushed everyone away, convinced that caring about people would just lead to more pain. So when they fight at the end, it's not just about who's stronger. They're literally fighting their own demons through each other. And they both have to lose something, their arms, to finally understand that they need each other to be whole. I'm not gonna lie, that hit me harder than I expected. And that brings us to Boruto-era Sasuke, who I think is the most interesting version of the character. He's not brooding in a corner anymore. He's found his purpose, protecting the village from threats they don't even know exist. There's this Japanese concept called ikigai, your reason for being. And I think that's what Sasuke's whole journey was about. Finding his ikigai. Not revenge, not power, but purpose. He protects from the shadows because that's where he belongs. Not as a villain, but as a guardian. And honestly, that's beautiful. Look, I don't know if any of this was intentional on Kishimoto's part. Maybe I'm just seeing patterns that aren't there. But after 15 years of thinking Sasuke was just the edgy rival, understanding his story like this, it changes everything. Because it's not really about ninja powers or revenge plots. It's about healing. It's about breaking cycles of pain. And it's about finding your place in the world after a trauma tries to define you. And that's something we can all relate to, isn't it? So yeah, that's my take on Sasuke Uchiha. Maybe you've always understood this stuff and I'm just late to the party. Or maybe this changes how you see him too. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Did I completely miss the mark, or do you see what I'm seeing? And hey, what other characters do you think deserve a deeper look? Because honestly, this was fun to dive into. If you enjoyed this kind of analysis, I do this stuff all the time here on Beyond the Panel. So subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you in the next one.